Okay, boss. Next is I would like to show you how do we extract data using this external system using BAPI. Another type of connections. Now, when do we use this connection? When you want to integrate an external applications to BWs and by leveraging some third-party ETL tools like BODS, Informatica, or data stage. Through that, you want to connect that to BW bus. Say I have a mainframe system and I would like to connect that to BW bus. Let's say if the mainframe system has got DB2, it's a certified database, I can connect to that, but let's say because of resource constraint, it doesn't allow me to do established connection for longer time. Then what I'll do, Informatica will connect to DB2 or mainframe system and it will connect that to my BW bus. Through Informatica, I'll extract data from mainframe system. Or through BODS, I can extract data from mainframe system into BW. That's the concept. So when you want to connect some third party or BODS or Informatica or data stage to BW, then we go with BAPI connection. Okay, Rabas? In this case, I've got BODS here. So I would like to leverage BODS and extract some data into BW bus. Okay. If you got to see this, we need to have slight idea on how do I integrate both. Then కొద్దిగా BODS ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవుతుంది. No problem. Yeah, look at this. See, it is the same BAPI connection here. One second. You can always create a connection. Now, give it a I'll say right click, create Excel system with BAPI. Some say BAPI, and you go in. It creates a TCP IP connection, and you specify some program ID, any name you can give in, and then you go bottom, specify the gateway host and this thing, service bus. Then you'll go to BODS. I'll create an RFC which will ping this RFC's program ID. So I'll do this. What's my program? Anything. My BAPI. So I'm just giving any program name you can give it. I'm saying my BAPI CONN. Okay. BW74EHP7. My gateway is 61, I think. What is my BW system ID? 61. So gateway would be SAP GW and system ID was 61. Yeah. And then just say save. So I have a program ID created was. This is RFC connection is BAPI, but my program ID is what? What is my BAPI CONN? Now I need to go to BODS, create an RFC connections to this program ID bus, yeah, and then link it. So in BODS, data services, I am leveraging this something called data service designer bus. Now, idanతా practice cheyalevu, just look at how it does. Okay. From this, I can go to management console. At a complete administration of BODS can be done here. I get into this. Say SAP connections, RFC service interface. 1 second, let me just. The complete name of the system. Okay, let me get in. Say go to RF interface connections and I'll create new some name. Yeah, but here what are the program name ID you specified there? That should be the name of the program, RFC program ID here. What was it? My BAPI CYNN, and username is Hana. Okay. This is the login details to my BW. And what is my BW server name? Idana? And the client I'm getting connected to is 001. System number is what? 61. And SAP gateway is nothing but system server name. Yeah. And what is host? Gateway service is 61. Yeah. And supply. Correct ga undali boss. You should see this. What was it? My BAPI CYNN. Okay. Started means it is able to ping that successfully. If that is successful, then here I should be able to say connection test should be successful for me. That's it. Now my BODS and BW are connected now. Yeah. So back and then just save. See, actually it should show under Excel system, but because of the from 7.3, I have a separate source system for BODS, so it is showing under that. But this is actually a BAPI connection. Ante. This is how you integrate both the systems. So what I'll do now in BODS, I'll just try to take some flat file, and BODS will extract from file and will push into BW, ECC, BW adi concept. Okay, boss. Flat files, and I'll take this CSV file. There is a file called sales. ఎక్కువ తీసుకుంటే మళ్ళీ నాకు అన్ని ఫీల్డ్స్ కావాల్సి వస్తుంది, మళ్ళీ అన్ని కావాలన్నా. చాలు, ఐఎమ్ ఓకే విత్ 3 columns. So I have this file. So this is my file which I'm going to extract it from through BODS into BW. You can connect any system you want. Okay. So some vocabulary in BODS was, yeah. Like in BW you have info area, right? Here they have something called project. Here they create something called project. Under project they create something called job. Okay. Under job they created data flow. They create data flow which will have basically have source, transformations if any, and target. That's how you create this data flow. Okay. And apart from this, you should know there's something called data store. They use a word called data store. In BW, we refer to connections as source system connections, right? In BODS, they refer to that as data store. Data store is actually a connection. Say from BODS, you would like to establish connection to different applications or databases. We call that as data store. Okay. Fine. So what I'll do, I'm doing all this in BODS designer bus, data service designer here. So in this, I'll just say create new demo BW BODS. I've just created a project. Then I create new batch. Right click on this and say what? Create batch job. Say demo dw bods job 001 something. Under the job you won't have there's something called data flow on it. So you'll have a flow df bw bods. Yeah. So I've got a project, I've got job. Under this job I'm going to have some data flow. See, you can close this canvas here. నువ్వు ఏ సెలెక్ట్ చేస్తే దాని డెఫినేషన్ వస్తుంటుంది రైట్ సైడ్. Now in this flow I need to define the flow. What is my source, what is my target, and what is the kind of transformation I want. Yeah. So what is my source? Source is a flat file in this case. Yeah. So if you see, there are different objects here in the bottom, and there's something like file formats. You have flat file, right? Select the flat file, right click and say what? Create new. Say sales file, some name of the file. Select the file name. BW. We have a file, right? Sorry. So it takes it, but should I say the first row is an header row? If you go down, I'll just skip header row. Yes. So it takes that as header row. Then okay, save and close. So my sales file is ready. So is this going to be source? See, I'm in the definition. If I select this, I'm seeing job. In the job, I've got what? Data flow. When I select the data flow, I'm seeing the data flow definition where I need to say source, target, all this. So source is this sales file and make it as what? Source. Now, what should be my target? My BW data source. What I'll do? I'll create a data source in BW first. Which one is this? BAPI connection. Right click, say what? Display data source tree. Let me create one data source. ZBODS DS something, or Z data source for BODS 001. ఏం ఫిల్ చేయలే. ఏంది ఫిల్ చేయలేదన్నా? అదొక ప్రాబ్లం మామూలుగా. ఐఎమ్ సేయింగ్ I have an infoblock Z doc లేదా? Yes. I have a field order and then I wanted something like amount, right? I have infobit already amount and then so I'm okay with this. This is my data. ZDS BODS 00 is my data source. So I'll go to BODS. Now I've got a file as a source. What is my target? Data source in BW bus. So should I create a connection to BW in BODS? Should I connect a connection to BW? We refer that as data store bus. So look at this. Here we have some. What is data stores? Right click and say what? New data store to what? BW. Is it a database or what is it? Where you want BW as target or source? Target. And give all the server details of BW. This is your BW server name. Username is Hanan. Click on advanced. what is the client? 001 and system number is 61 and say apply. If it's all fine, it doesn't throw any error. If it's not able to connect, it does give error when you say apply. Yeah, it's fine. Now got this as a target. So when I set that as a target, when I expand this connection, it does ask me which objects do you want to use. Can you either use master data sources or transact. What is mine? Right click and I can double click on this. Transaction data, expand. What is yours? Z. Idana Z BODS 001. Yes or no? At Z BAPI Z DSB, right click and import. When you see import, you should start seeing the data source. Okay. Now, so what are the data source I had? I imported that. I connected to BW. I imported the definition of it. Now data flow lo. Now I'll drag this as what? Target. Now I need to just connect these two. అంటే డైరెక్ట్గా కనెక్ట్ చేయకుండా కొద్దిగా చిన్న ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్. See here you have different set of very strong. BODS is very strong in transformations. You have lot variety of transformations, and I'm just using a simple one. I'm using query transform, which can just read and do whatever it is. Then connect this to this, connect this to this. Now go into this query. So this I want this field to map to this. I want this one to map to this amount. I want this one to map to this amount. Done. And you can say validate this. No errors, fine. Now two ways. Now once this is done, say save all. Now that's it. Now I've done the complete connection. Two ways now. I can either trigger this job here, which will extract data from this flat file and put into your data source PSA. From there you run DTP. That is one way of doing this. One other way is you go to BW, create info package and give all the details of job name, repository, all this. Then trigger it from there. Atla kuda cheyochu annattu. See how to do this. You go to this. Because I'll prefer to do it from BW. I'll say what? Create info package. And the mamule. What is this? You remember when I logged into, I know how many of you observed, when I logged into this tool, it asked me user ID password. When I logged in, again I logged in double time. I selected something on repository also. So my repository is HANA and only BODS details. And our repository job server name is HANA. What is my job name? ZBW demo BW BODS job 001 demo. Demo BW, this is my job. If that needs any parameters, I could have passed from. If they they configure some global variables or parameterizer flow something, then I need to pass. So passing only full, no delta ఏం లేదు, రైట్. వాళ్ళు డెల్టా లేకుండా ఏం చేస్తారంటే జనరల్గా మనకు డెల్టా ఏముండదు. అంటే వెన్ ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ బ్యాపీ ఐ విల్ నాట్ హ్యావ్ డెల్టా. BODSలోనే వాళ్ళకి ఇక్కడ చెప్పి ఇక్కడ క్వెరీ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్లో ఇక్కడ ఫిల్టర్ పెట్టిండు. అంటే వేర్ మై అని వీ కెన్ యూస్ సమ్ ఫిల్టర్ వేర్ ఇస్ డేట్ వైజ్ కానీ టైమ్ స్టాంప్ వైజ్ కానీ ఫిల్టర్ ఇడే పెట్టేది. మనకు అది ఫుల్ ఉంటుంది. But technically it is full, but logically it is delta because the filtering is done from BODS side itself. Then I'm going to start this out. ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తుంది ఇది పోయి, in fact it actually triggers the job in BODS and should, so it is getting this 49 records. Where is this 49 records coming from? BODS. ఇంతే. Okay, Nana? So it's not that BODS can only extract from flat file, any system. Abadenti flat file kadanko, let's say I want to connect HANA, I will have to connect HANA to BW through BODS anko. So I'll create one data store to HANA, replicate the table, import table, connect data source to BW, import data source, map these two, and trigger my job. So once I get this option, you can connect any data, any system to BW. For example, for Nike client, they have point of POS ఉంటాయి అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ రీటైల్ ఎక్కువ రీటైల్ అంటే ఇట్స్ మెయిన్లీ రీటైల్ దే హ్యావ్ వెరైటీ ఆఫ్ సిస్టమ్స్ అన్నట్టు అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ వాడు వేరే వేరే వెండర్స్ అబౌట్ లెట్స్ సే అరౌండ్ 100 and 200 షాప్స్. ఈచ్ షాప్ ఈజ్ యూజింగ్ డిఫరెంట్ వెండర్స్ బిల్లింగ్ టూల్ ఆర్ POS అప్లికేషన్స్ అనుకో. సో దే హ్యావ్ డిఫరెంట్ ఎంఎస్ యాక్సెస్ డేటాబేస్ ఉంటుంది, ఒకరికి ఫ్రీ సీక్వెల్ ఉంటుంది, ఒకరికి ఏందేదో వాడుతుంటారు అంట. ఓకే, దెన్ ఫర్ దోస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ సిస్టమ్స్ ఐ కెన్ మేక్ షూర్ ఐ కెన్ యూస్ BODS ఆర్ Informatica as middleware to BW. Then those POS system will connect to BODS and BODS will connect to BW with BAPI connection and will extract through that. నువ్వు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయలేవు, మనం చూసుకోవాలంతే. This you have to refer to this video.